Hello. I usually talk rather prolifically, so I'm aware of time, so I'm going to just stand here and not get carried away, all right? So, the fall of the patriarchy and the rise of the divine feminine. We are living in powerful times, my friends, with a misogynist representing the very worst of the patriarchy. We are being reminded of the social system that has dominated our world for the last 5,000 years. In a patriarchal system, men are in charge and controlling. Leadership in politics, social privilege, family and property, including total power over women and children. The literal meaning of patriarchy is the rule of the father. But we are beginning to climb out of this imbalance of power. We have observed the Me2 movement unfolding around us. Women are finding their voices, and they are sharing their stories. Their stories matter. We have heard the allegations coming to light, and we are witnessing the fall of patriarchal society. As its systems are exposed for abusing their power, they are being held accountable. Patriarchy has ruled with fear. It's divided, it's conquered. It's divided nations, cultures, communities, families, and it's divided minds. Over the last 10 years, I have learned that my story matters. I've been sharing it far and wide, from stage to stage, and I've recognized that my story is a gift, and it has given me my purpose. I've overcome the adversity that resulted in complex PTSD, social anxiety disorder, hell, depression and suicidal ideation, chronic inflammatory disease, rape, divorce, and bankruptcy. All because I was conditioned to please the patriarchy. And I had lost my identity beneath layers and layers of emotional pain that repressed my true feelings, all so I could survive. But I've reversed that cycle of abuse. And in doing so, I have healed the generations before me and the generations that lie in front of me, including my own son. I am one of many women who has risen with the divine feminine. Now as a leader positioned to support other women to rise, having founded the Mother-Daughter Code, and more recently through my role with the Nest Foundation, I have opportunities such as this today to raise awareness and empower change. This is reciprocity. I am just one very, very small example of the many, many generations of women who have suffered at the hands of the patriarchy. Be that patriarchy their mothers, their male partners, the lawmakers, organized religion, or culture. Many women, too many, have been dismissed, blamed, and given the message that they do not matter. The truth is the feminine has been worthy all along. But in order to control her, she has been told she is less than. She has been kept down. She's been kept quiet, oppressed. She's even lost her life. Because man has feared her feminine power. Nobody puts this into better perspective than Beverly Jacobs, former president of the Native Women's Association of Canada and Mohawk community representative from the Six Nations of the Grand River Territory Bear Clan. She's amazing. Of her culture, she states that prior to the patriarchal interventions that were the Indian Act, women were respected for their spiritual and mental strength, and men were respected for their spiritual and physical strength. Women were given the responsibility in bearing children and were given the strength and the power to carry that responsibility through. Men had always respected that, spiritual and mental strength. And women respected the men's physical strength. There was always a balance between men and women, as each had their own responsibilities as a man and as a woman. Okay. But this is not about bashing men. It's far, far from it, as we've already heard this morning. A great disservice has been done to our men. In all these years of patriarchy, boys have been raised and told not to cry, not to show their feelings. They have been conditioned to behave and to please the patriarchy. Generation after generation has repressed the masculine. When feelings are not allowed, they get pushed down deep, deep inside. And when they explode to the surface in anger and in violence, this is the rage of not being seen, heard, understood, validated. The time has come for us to teach our boys from a young age that all of their feelings are okay to have, whatever they are. We need to see them, hear them, pay attention to their feelings, validate their experiences so they may learn to trust. It is through this deeper communication and intimacy that we may truly learn to understand one another, to love one another, and create harmony between man and woman through balance. What I'm talking about here is the ultimate transformation that will ripple through and create a wholeness for all. We all need to work together in balance for the highest good of all. This is the way of the divine feminine rising. But it has to begin with you. In a moment, I will be welcoming to the stage our transformation panel. And this group of amazing individuals will demonstrate to you their expertise in the process of transformation. And they will lead discussion, a discussion that I'm hoping will continue for many months and many years from this day moving forward. The very first step in transformation is to balance our male and our female energy. This lies within each of us. We need to understand that it is only from this place of balance that we can truly be authentic in our purpose and our reciprocity. This is divine feminine. It is the balance needed to empower the ultimate transformation in our world and realize the fall of the patriarchy. I'll leave you with that. Thank you.